there guys! Today's video is all about kindness. More specifically, being a kinder, nicer person, which is something that I really struggle with. I'm someone who's really emotional. I can also be incredibly negative, so usually when I'm dealing with a situation, I tend to go straight for the negative. And I'm just gonna be like completely open and transparent. I can be really mean, I can get really jealous, I can be really bitchy and rude, and I used to think for a while, that's just who I am. I'm just a mean, bitchy, crappy person. And I kind of like excused all of the crappy things I was doing because I was like, it's just who I am. I'm not gonna change who I am for anyone, like why would I? But then after, some years, some growing up, I thought to myself, you know what, this isn't just who I am. This has been who I've been for a while, but it doesn't mean that I can't change and be nicer. So over the past couple years, I've said this in previous videos, that I have been working on me, trying to change, not change who I am as a person, but just trying to be the best version of myself. And part of that journey has been about being kinder and softer towards people. And it's been hard. It's been really, really hard. It's very hard to change old habits. But it is doable, and I just have like a few little pointers that I want to put out there to the world and to all of you, in case anyone else is struggling with the fact that they are kind of mean and they want to be a bit nicer. Tip number one is probably the most crucial, most vital, most amazing thing that I have learnt to make myself be a little bit nicer. It's basically, whenever you think something, like whenever you think about saying something to someone, run it through 3 filters first. Is it kind? Is it true? Is it necessary? If what you are thinking of saying fails any of these little tests, it's best not to say it. Because we all have thoughts that are probably mean, and you have to think to yourself like, if I say what I'm thinking to this person, is it gonna positively impact their life? Is it gonna help them? Is it gonna add to their life? And if it's not gonna help them, it usually doesn't need to be said. Now obviously there are exceptions. If someone is saying the most horrible, vulgar, disgusting things to you, then I personally am like, all bets are off. You can be mean back to them if someone's being disgustingly horrible to you. But that's more of a self-defense thing. That's not you verbally attacking someone for no reason, like completely unprovoked. So now I'll think something and I'll think, is it true? And to be honest, sometimes the answer may be yes, this mean thing I'm thinking of saying is true. And then I'm like, is it kind? Obviously no, it's not kind. And then is it necessary? Does this person need to know this thing I'm about to say? And 9 times out of 10, the answer is no. It's like, they don't actually need to know this. There's no point me saying it. And also think, it takes way more energy to be mean and angry than it does to be kind. And if you want to live an unbothered life, it's not always about actively being kind. It's often about actively not being mean. Instead of saying the thing, just think, I'm gonna save my time and my energy and just not say anything. It's really important to put yourself in other people's shoes. Sometimes someone might be being very mean and negative, and you might get really annoyed and want to say something back or do something, and it's often best to think, okay, where is this other person coming from? Like, what is going on in their life that's causing them to act this way? And sometimes there's a real deep-seated issue that this person is dealing with, and because you've realised that, you could help them. And then sometimes it is just because that person wants to be mean for no reason. But at least you took the time to figure out what's going on with them, and if they are dealing with something, you could help them. Often when we're being crappy people, it's because we are taking our insecurities and the things we don't like about ourselves and we're projecting them onto other people. A lot of the time when I'm mean to people, it's because I am trying to feel better about myself. So I'm taking all of the crap off of me and I'm putting it onto them and attacking them with it, which is completely unfair. So the best thing to do is to work on your insecurities and the things that you don't like about yourself, because then that way you're not projecting them onto other people and attacking them. Don't judge people straight away. They always say, like, don't judge a book by its cover. That's really important. You might meet someone and instantly have an idea of who you think that person is, and a lot of the time you're going to be wrong. because outward appearance doesn't perfectly match who the person is in here and in here. So it's important to get to know people better. Don't just look at someone and think, oh, fuck this person, I've made up my mind about them. Because if someone did that to you and made their mind up about you in a negative way, you'd be pissed. You'd be really upset because you weren't even given a chance to speak your truth and show who you are as a person. So take the time to get to know people, dig deep, understand them. That helps you be a nicer person, helps you create a connection rather than just being an arse off the bat for no reason, because you feel like you know who the person is. This one is an oldie but a goodie. Treat others the way you want to be treated. It just makes sense that if you want to be treated with kindness and love and respect, then you would give that out to other people. Do your best to spread positivity and love and kindness, not just in the hopes that people treat you nicely, but just because it's the right thing to do. And then the bonus is that because you've been good to people, they will be good back to you. And lastly, I want to say, people, and I'm including myself in this, we often talk up the negatives in life. We talk about the things we don't like, the things we hate, the things we find boring or stupid. We rarely talk about the good things. And this is really important in conversation, because a lot of the times people will want to point out how your hair looks bad, your outfit looks bad, you've got a zip, blah blah blah, and that doesn't really need to be done. What we should do more of is pointing out the good things. If your friend has an awesome outfit, tell them they look great. If their hair is great, tell them they look great. If they did something really cool, tell them how cool it was. Tell them how talented they were, how funny they are, how kind they are. Just focus on the positives, because the negatives, a lot of the time, it's really silly, superficial stuff that we don't need to be talking about. But the positives can really brighten someone's day and just, it can elevate their mood so much. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If anyone out there is on a path to being Disney princess levels of kind, we can walk this path together. There's going to be a lot of stumbling, but you know, we'll get there one day, I hope. And if you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel so you can see all my other stuff, and that's it. Bye!